right, everybody, what's going on? And welcome to another edition of SWACtalk, the show we cover the SWAC inside and out. I am your tour guide around the SWAC, C Wells, coming at you. And I'm gonna, obviously, you guys know the news by now. It's not a secret. I actually call it the worst kept secret ever. Southern hires Eric Dooley as the new head coach. Like I said, this was something that pretty much everybody knew was gonna happen, whether you um in in swag circles or you just around swag circles. You heard this being thrown around all since basically since Coach Rollins' time was up at Southern. So this is not a secret. This is something that pretty much everybody knew. Everybody's source was right. I knew this move. Of I won't say officially, but I knew this move was taking place pretty much yesterday morning. I couldn't really say anything. My source made me um not leak anything, so I had to kind of wait it out. And I heard some other names being broadcast, and that'll come to light a little bit later. But this was pretty much a move that the majority of the Jaguar Nation wanted. Me as a Southern fan, I'm cool with it. I mean, it's not the sexiest hire in the world, but I didn't have a candidate that I felt that I thought should be hands down the top guy. So I do know that people have been wanting Coach Dooley at Southern Odom's since Odoms was there in 2018. So I've been, you've been hearing Dooley's name all the time. So this is something that's been brewing. If you understand how things work at Southern, this has kind of been brewing, and it finally came to fruition. But like I said, is it the best hire in the world? It most likely not. It's not a to me. It's not a bad hire. It's probably what I would say it's probably a safe hire. And that's not sexy. So in that aspect, it's not gonna wow anybody. But in terms of consistency with the program and kind of getting things back on track, this is a good hire to me in that aspect, primarily because this is a Southern person. He's familiar with coaching at Southern. He's familiar with how things work at Southern. I'm not I'm not the kind of person that says you need to be a Southern person to coach here. Obviously, that's not true. Um, some of the greatest coaches at Southern did not have any ties to Southern, so it's not a you got to be a Michigan man type of thing to me. But it helped. So honestly, I think that this is a move that was in the works and is here. So with that being said, I think that this is a move that's gonna be beneficial for Southern, especially if the recruiting aspect is as expected. It's important for Southern to really lock down Louisiana and really keep Baton Rouge blue and gold because there's a lot of kids that get out of this area and go elsewhere. So, having a coach that's from New Orleans, that understands recruiting in New Orleans, understands recruiting in Baton Rouge, those things help a lot. Now, obviously, the big 900-pound gorilla in Jackson is weighing over everybody, but you have to run your program the way that you think it should be run. I don't think anybody can copy what Jackson does. Jackson is a perfect situation for Coach Sanders. Everybody's not going to come into a situation like that. So you need to do what's best for your program. And at this point, I think that this is the best move for Southern. Now, I really take that with a grain of salt because I was positive on the Rollins hire. So obviously I was dead wrong in that. But I think Coach Dooley is a better situation than that. Obviously, he comes from Prairie View. He had compiled a record of 20-17 in his fourth basically three seasons because I don't really necessarily count the spring as a full season, but his first season he went 5-6 and 4-3 in conference. 2019 he went 6-5, 4-3 in conference. Spring he was 2-1 and 2-1 overall. Um, this year he was 7-5 and 6-3 in conference with a divisional championship. So that's a night. I know a lot of people are not high on this because there's nothing really flashy about it, but I mean he basically did turn his program into a better program. And when I mean there's one knock on Dooley that a lot of people say is Prairie View defense was garbage in his time there. And looking at the numbers, that's honestly not the case. All right, 2018 when he took over, they finished seventh in scoring. They were seventh in rushing defense, which is obviously not that good, but that was an improvement. Total defense, they were fourth in the league in total defense. They were first in the league in passing defense. They had allowed 11 touchdowns and 12 interceptions that year, so and a total of 172 yards through the air. So that they played a lot better on defense. They were sixth in the league in scoring defense, allowing 27 points per game. Offensively, they were first in the league in scoring offense his first year there, second in the league in total offense, second in the league in rushing offense, and first in the league in passing offense. So that's his first year there. Obviously, they had great guys like Jalen Morton and Dewanye Tucker and a bevy of great receivers. But the defense was not as bad as a lot of people like to say it was. 2019, the defense moved. They were third in passing defense. They were fourth in rushing defense. Total defense, they were second in the league, and then scoring defense, they were sixth in the league. So the numbers have gotten better, and obviously this season they were a top three defense, and they pretty much showed it throughout the year. Now they're not flashy, they don't really wow you with everything, but the numbers are there, and offensively the numbers have been pretty consistent for what he does with his offense. The spring, their offense was not good because they had no quarterback, and they were kind of running through. They were kind of running through backs. And in the last game, they actually had no running backs in their last game in the spring. So the offense has been really good. The defense has been improving year by year. Um, for me, if I had to say anything that would concern me, it has been the penalties. Um, I felt like, especially 2019, I felt like this Prairie team was not the most disciplined team. They had a ton of penalties. They were last in the league in penalties in 2019 with 126, averaging 98 yards per game in penalties. 2018, they were um, they were actually second in the league. They were the second least penalized team in terms of yardage, with 71 yards per game. They had 92 penalties that year. And this season, they actually are the least penalized team in the league in terms of yards per game at 44.9, so and 59 penalties, which is actually second least in the league. So that improved. A lot of things improved on this team that I think a lot of people may not have taken a deep dive into the numbers. And obviously, this for Southern, I think you just need some stability and somebody that's gonna, understand how this program runs and get it back on track. Because Southern realistically should not have been in the position that they were in now anyway. But obviously, to me, your goals go West Division, then Championship, and then Celebration Bowl. So to win the West, you must beat Alcorn, you must beat Prairie, you must beat Grambling, and you're not going to do that playing the way that the team played this year. Um, Obviously, you want to beat Jackson State. That's a must because it's a rivalry game, and if it's on the schedule, then you need to compete. But you're probably going to see this team twice, so you need to be ready. And obviously, defensively, Prairie View was ready Saturday. Offensively, they were a mess. But that's something that a game by game situation. So that 4 game streak at the end of the season, obviously, is something that stands over a lot of people's heads. But that is what it is. I mean, that can happen to a lot of teams. Um, Prairie View, the 2018, 2019, they were in the top of the division up until mid-season, and then they would have that spoon, as a lot of people like to say. And that really for them, and this is no excuse, but if you look at it, their 3 biggest games are early in the season. The Texas Southern game is most likely the first game of the season. The Grambling game is early in the year. And they typically would win those 2 games and go in the Southern game with a lot of emotion, lose, and then have to try to regroup, and that would do them in. So that's not going to happen at Southern because your rivalry games are typically later in the year. So hopefully, if you're Coach Dooley, you can keep the team on an even keel throughout the season and not have those late season spoons. Although Southern had a late season spoon this year too, so who knows? But I think that this is a, it's a safe move. Obviously not risky. It's not a big name, but I think that this is the move that the university wanted, and the people who are in charge, not Roman Banks AD. He is not in charge at Southern. So if you think he is, he is not. The board of trustees runs the all hires at Southern. So those people wanted Dooley. I know Banks has some other names, but that's a battle that he's not gonna win. So I would say that I don't know if his tenure is tied to this hire, but I know a lot of people don't really rock with him right now, or really at any point. So as AD, you are in a tough position. So the hire is on you. So if it works, then it's great. If it doesn't, then the heat is on you. So we'll see what happens with Southern, with recruiting. I really figure that they'll be more aggressive in the portal this season. So we'll keep our eyes on this move. Like I said, right now, you know, I think it's a good hire. Um, and we'll just see what happens. So let me know how you feel about this hire in the comments. I'm quite sure that this will be a very um, decisive move, because divisive move, excuse me, be a very divisive move between everybody, because I know a lot of people are not really happy with this. They, a retread, which the man has been coaching 4 years. He can move around if he sees fit. Some people wanted a flashy name. There's no guarantee on that either. So, let me know how you feel. And we'll be back on Wednesday with our SWAC basketball preview. Thursday, SWAC Smoke. You'll probably get some more thoughts from me on this topic. And I'm out, man. So once again, Eric Dooley, head coach at Southern. Prairie View is naming Bubba McDowell as their interim coach at this point, while they make their decision on what they're gonna do. So they are moving forward, and we'll see what happens in this whole thing. This, is a kind of a thing that can impact the entire West Division. Grambling job is still open, so we'll see what happens with that. And we'll see, Doc Gamble still up in the air. I mean, obviously he hasn't lost his job or anything like that, but some people feel like he should. So the West could take a huge facelift, and we'll see what happens. So with that being said, I'm C Wells, your tour guide. Like I said, the socials down below, check those out. If you look at the screen at this point, should be some boxes around my head. That let you subscribe to the channel, and check out a couple previous videos. Hit that notification bell, because see, if you did, you would get the notification that this video was dropping. You would not have to wait for me to put it on my Instagram or Facebook. Hit that bell, man, and subscribe, and stay up on all the content that's coming, because it's coaching carousel season, and a lot of things are gonna be popping. So with that being said, I'm Steve Wells. I'm up out of here, man. Y'all enjoy y'all Monday, and I'll catch y'all on Wednesday.